Hi to all the Form 4 and Form 5 students. I'm preparing this video with the purpose to help you to solve the coordinate geometry problem. So the problem involving area of triangle, ratio theorem, forming equation, and also how to solve the locus equation. Let's go through the video right now. Hi to all the students, Form 4 especially. Today I would like to do a quick revision for your final exam. Alright, your final exam is going to start very soon. And also for Form 5 students, maybe you can prepare for your SPM exam next year. Okay, let's have a look at this topic. This is about the coordinate geometry. So actually all the students should target to score high marks for this question. If possible, you score perfectly 10 marks. So you're given a triangle and then they say point C lies on the OB, and the O we label as origin. So make sure you write as 0, 0. And the point that are not given, we use unknown x, y. And we also label the ratio OC to CB 3 to 2. So we label the ratio correctly on the line. Okay, now this is a ratio theorem. So actually I prefer to do this way. I don't like to memorize a formula. I like to use a cross method. So I will label the point O, origin, and the point lies in between the O and B is point C. I label as X, Y, and the point B is 12 and 5. So I will label the ratio 3 to 2. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how I cross multiply in order to find the point C. So let me show you. For the ratio theorem, we will actually try to cross. Use a ratio 3 times 12, and then the other ratio 2 times a 0. Make sure there is a cross between the two lines. Okay, so we always start from the point in between the two end of the line, which is C. So x is equal to 3 times 12 plus 2 times 0 over 3 plus 2. Alright, so if you can find the x, so for point y, you don't have to cross. You just copy down the coordinate y beside 12, which is 5, and fill in the blank. And then the coordinate beside 0, coordinate y beside 0, for x just now is actually 0. Or you can double check using cross multiply again so that you won't make careless mistake. Okay, so that's how I cross. Alright, so you see the 0 pair with 0 and the 12 pair with 5 for the point. Now I can solve my point C, which is 36, okay, 5 and 15 over 5. So I have to label C, comma, C bracket 36, 5, comma, 3. This is my answer for part A, right? Next, we will proceed to find the equation of straight line AB. Okay, straight line AB is given there and the point are given, so we can find the gradient for straight line AB using the formula for gradient, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Alright, so now we will substitute. Our y2 will be 5, so x2 will be 12, and our x1 will be negative 2, and y1 will be 3. So now I will substitute the point 5 minus 3 over x2 is 12 minus, be careful when there is a negative so that you won't make careless mistake. Alright, So I will write x2 minus x1, which is 12 minus negative 2, right? So 12 minus negative 2. Okay, double confirm there is a negative, so make sure you put bracket. So I have the gradient, which is 2 over 14. So I need to simplify to be 1 over 7. Now I'm going to form the equation. Okay, there are two ways to form the equation of line AB. So you can use the gradient y minus y1 equal to mx minus x1. But I think we stick to the simple one. We use a y equal to mx plus c. Okay, we have gradient 1 over 7. In order to find the c, you can use any point, A or B. So make sure the point must be on the line. So 3 is my y, gradient 1 over 7, x is negative 2 plus c. So make sure you simplify correctly for negative 2 over 7 plus c. And then c is 3 plus 2 over 7, okay? So you don't go and multiply the 3 times 7, which is wrong. So c is 23 over 7. So that is my y-intercept. So I need to rewrite again y equal to 1 over 7x plus 23 over 7. This is my equation in gradient form. Or else I can multiply by 7, become 7y equal to x plus 23, or I can shift everything to the left and I say this is general form, okay, of the equation straight line AB. Okay, we have solved the equation of straight line. Now the last part is always second last part is always finding area for the triangle, right? So now we want to find the area for the triangle which are in point form. So we need to use a formula which two lines, we call it modulus. Why we need modulus is because the area for the triangle is always positive. So we need to make it positive by modulus the value of the area. So I will start with the initial point O, A, B, and then I have to repeat the first point 0, 0, and A is negative 2, 3, and B is 12, 5, and C is O is 0, 0. So I have to repeat the first point, right? So that's how you multiply. Draw the arrow so that you won't confuse because there are so many points there. So area is 1 over 2, so we will times 1 by 1 and plus, okay? We will times, we will multiply, and then we plus, okay? I advise you to focus to two components. The component which is clockwise, the blue arrow, so I will write 0 times 3, plus negative 2 times 5, okay, plus 12 times 0. This is anti-clockwise direction, right? Or this is clockwise direction. Later we will minus out the anti-clockwise direction, okay? Minus the multiply plus multiply, but in the other direction, which is actually anti-clockwise, the red color one. So will be 0 times negative 2, right? Then plus is a plus 3 times 1, and then plus 5 times 0. So the direction is important. So we follow the clockwise minus the anti-clockwise. So we will focus to the blue color one. We simplify first, okay? We don't simplify one by one. We simplify the blue color one and then minus the red color one, meaning that we will focus on the clockwise one, then we will minus the anti-clockwise. Okay, that's more systematic. Make sure you put bracket, okay, when you cross multiply. So 0 times anything with 0, so 36, alright, for the anti-clockwise component. Finally, we will solve, okay, 1 over 2, then we'll solve the clockwise component minus the anti-clockwise component, okay, after we take out the bracket. and then we need to make it positive. Alright, immediately we solve the modulus, we must make sure we get a positive value. So the answer for the area of the triangle is 23 units square, right? So this is very important for Form 4 students. Okay, now the last part is always about the locus. So how to do locus? Let me see how to teach you how to do locus. Alright, when you do locus, you have to read the question carefully. When you see moving point, you must label as xy. So this is very important step, okay? Label moving point as xy. Second step is when you read the question, when you see is refer to point P. So you have to write down. So you have to write down the condition of the movement of the locus point P. So we write the condition in terms of distance. So that means the PB is 2 times of the PA because of its distance from point B and its distance from point A. So the is refer to point P. So we have to write the condition properly before we proceed, okay, by using the distance formula, okay? Alright, so basically we have to label the point on a straight line. So easy for us to substitute into distance formula later. So that is how I teach my students. So you write in a sentence for P, for B, and for point A, or the 3 points. Then you apply the distance formula. So make sure you have the square and then make sure it's minus before you substitute the point inside. So I will write x, I will prepare the space x minus something square plus y minus something square. When there is a minus and minus, we make it positive, okay? Okay, remember there is always a plus in between the square for the x and y. So now I'm going to substitute the point. So it will be x minus 12, okay, the coordinate x from B, and then y minus 5 is still minus, but this one will be plus because it's x minus negative 2 plus y minus 3, and then make sure you square. And the most important step is when you solve the distance, because distance involves square root, you need to squaring both sides. Both sides you have to square. When you square the square root, okay, when you square the square root will be cancelled out. So you don't have to write the square root. Okay, so but please remember that when you square the 2 become 4, and you have to put a big rectangle bracket because the 4 belongs to every term inside the square root. So this part is very common, the student make mistake. So please remember that. So you can start to expand, and then you can expand using the faster way by just squaring the first term and then 2 times the number with the y at the middle. If they start with the y plus 25, and then here 4x squared plus 4x plus 4, and then y squared minus 6y plus 9. When there is a minus, you have minus. When you have plus, you have to have plus. Now we are going to simplify to the simplest form. So we will make sure it remain positive. So we prefer to bring every term to the right because we have 4x squared. So minus x squared. Okay, we just expand the right hand side first. 4x squared plus 16x plus 16 plus 4y squared minus 24y, and then plus 36. Okay, now we have to shift everything from the left to the right. So we have to change the sign, okay, before we simplify to the simplest form. So be careful when you simplify the locus equation. Alright, so make sure you do fast and accurate, less mistake. So now I'm going to simplify. I have 4x squared and minus x squared, right? So they are like term. Okay, when there is a like term, you can simplify it by minus. Okay, it depends. Sometimes you have to plus. Okay, 4x squared minus x squared, so I got 3x squared, right? 4y squared, then minus y squared, so I have plus 3y squared. And then 16x plus 24x, so I have positive 4. I have positive 40, right? Is it positive 40x? Okay, double check. You can use a calculator to double confirm. And then for the y, I have minus 24y, and I have the other one is okay, so I have to simplify the y. So I have the minus 24 plus 10, so it will be minus 14y. And the number left, I have 16. I have 36. So I will have to minus out 169. 52 minus 169. So it's minus 117, right? So equal to 0. Make sure you write equal to 0 because this is the locus equation. So when it is equation, you have to equal to a value which is 0 at the right hand side. So again, my final answer is 3x squared plus 3y squared plus 40x minus 14y and then minus 117 equal to 0. Alright, so be careful when you do locus equation.